You wake up, you scroll, you chase, you compare, but you're still not happy. The ancient Stoics, those pillars of wisdom, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they all knew the truth. They understood the human condition and offered a way out. Today we're revealing 12 brutal but powerful Stoic lessons that can change your life. These are the bedrock principles of a philosophy that has weathered the storms of time. Are you ready to confront the brutal reality of your existence and build yourself anew? The first illusion you need to shatter is this. Life isn't fair, it never was, and it never promised to be. You can whine, you can rage, but the universe doesn't care. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who spent his early life as a slave, said it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control the events that befall you, but you can control your response. This is where true freedom lies. Not in a life devoid of hardship, but in your ability to choose your reaction. Stop looking for fairness, for guarantees, for someone to blame. The world doesn't owe you anything. Focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. Build your resilience. Cultivate your inner strength. Happiness comes from a disciplined mind that accepts reality and finds meaning regardless of circumstances. Look around you. Look at the devices in your hand, the brands you covet, the opinions you crave. You think you own these things, but the truth is far more insidious. They own you. They dictate your thoughts, your emotions, your very sense of self-worth. The Stoics understood this trap. They saw how easily we become enslaved by the external, by the fleeting and the superficial. They knew that true freedom, true liberation comes from within. Remember this. You don't own your phone owns you. It holds your attention hostage, demands your constant engagement, feeds you dopamine in carefully calculated doses. And what happens when you try to resist? The anxiety, the fear of missing out, the phantom vibrations in your pocket. This is not freedom. This is digital servitude. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Focus on your own actions, your own thoughts, your own values. Real freedom begins when you stop giving power to people, things, and outcomes you cannot control. You crave comfort. You seek the easy path, the path of least resistance, a warm bed instead of a cold shower, a sugary treat instead of a healthy meal. But this pursuit of ease, this aversion to discomfort, is making you weak. It's turning you into a fragile, entitled being, incapable of facing the inevitable challenges of life. The Stoics embraced discomfort. They understood that growth, true strength of character, is forged in the crucible of hardship. Think of the athlete who pushes their body to the limit, who embraces the pain of training, knowing it will lead to victory. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid, said Epictetus. Don't shy away from challenges. Seek them out. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is the teacher, the guide, the path to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Your mind is a time traveler, constantly flitting between the past and the future, rarely pausing in the present moment. You replay past mistakes, relive old hurts, carry the weight of regret, or you chase after elusive dreams, worry about things that haven't happened. But the Stoics knew a fundamental truth. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only thing that truly exists is the present moment. Confine yourself to the present, urged Marcus Aurelius. The past is a ghost, a memory, a story you tell yourself. The future is a mirage, a shimmering illusion. Let go of the past. Release the anxieties of the future. Focus your attention on this very moment. You try to mold the world in your image, to bend others to your will. But this need for control, this desire to impose your will on others, is a recipe for frustration and unhappiness. The Stoics understood this fallacy. They knew that true power lies in mastering yourself, not in manipulating others. You can't force someone to love you, to agree with you, to live their life according to your script. Let go of the need to control. Focus your energy on what you can actually influence. your own thoughts, your own actions, your own responses. Recognize the limits of your control and choose to focus on what truly matters. Our modern world is a temple to pleasure. We are bombarded with messages that tell us happiness is found in the next purchase, the next indulgence. We chase after pleasure like moths drawn to a flame, only to find ourselves burned and empty in the end. Seneca warned us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Pleasure is fleeting. It fades as quickly as it arises, leaving you craving more. Meaning, on the other hand, endures. It gives you a reason to get out of bed in the morning, a sense of purpose. Align your pursuit of pleasure with your pursuit of meaning. The world is full of complainers, people who whine and moan about their problems, who blame others for their misfortunes. But complaining is a form of weakness. It is a surrender to circumstance, an admission that you are powerless to change your situation. The Stoic, on the other hand, takes action. They don't waste time lamenting what they cannot control. They focus on what they can, on making the best of every situation. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it, said Epictetus. Complaining is a seductive trap. It allows you to avoid taking responsibility, to shirk the hard work of change. The next time you find yourself complaining, stop, ask yourself, what can I do about this? If there's something you can do, then do it. If there's nothing you can do, then accept it. Our consumerist culture has sold us a lie that happiness can be bought, that fulfillment can be found in the accumulation of possessions. We are bombarded with advertising that tells us we need the latest gadget, the newest car, the biggest house to be truly happy. But this is a lie, a dangerous illusion that keeps us trapped on a hedonic treadmill. The Stoics understood that true happiness is an inside job. It's not about what you own, but about who you are. It's not about external validation, but about internal peace. A car, a house, a title, they can't make you whole. True wealth is not measured in possessions, but in character. True happiness is not found in things, but in living a life of purpose and meaning. Shift your focus inward. In the relentless rush of modern life, it's easy to get swept away by the current, to go through your days on autopilot. But without reflection, without taking the time to pause and examine your life, you're destined to repeat the same mistakes. The Stoics understood the power of reflection. Marcus Aurelius made it a daily practice to reflect on his actions, his thoughts, and his interactions with others. Every night he asked himself, what have I done wrong? What have I done well? What have I left undone? Reflection is how you grow. It's how you identify your weaknesses, your blind spots. Make time for reflection in your own life. Find a practice that works for you and stick with it. Death, the ultimate taboo. The one certainty in life that we spend most of our lives trying to avoid. But the Stoics had a different perspective. They didn't fear death. They embraced it. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think, wrote Marcus Aurelius. When you accept your own mortality, it changes everything. You're not truly alive until you accept that you'll die. Use it as a guide, a motivator, a reminder to live a life worthy of your limited time on this earth. We live in a culture that glorifies emotional reactivity. But while it's important to acknowledge and process our emotions, allowing them to control our thoughts and actions is a recipe for disaster. The Stoics understood this. They knew that our emotions, while powerful, are often unreliable guides. Stoicism is about mastering your emotions, not being ruled by them. It means cultivating a healthy distance from them, recognizing that you are not your emotions. You have the power to choose how you respond to them. In a world obsessed with image, with social media personas and carefully curated identities, it's easy to lose sight of who you truly are. You wear masks for different audiences, play different roles. But beneath the surface, there's a nagging sense of emptiness. The Stoic path begins with self-knowledge. It starts with asking yourself the hard questions. Who am I when no one's watching? What are my values? What do I stand for? The answers, when you find them, are liberating. It's about aligning your actions with your values, living with integrity, and becoming the best version of yourself. For centuries, the wisdom of the Stoics has served as a beacon of light, guiding individuals towards a life of meaning, purpose, and resilience. Now it's your turn. If you want real strength, calm, and clarity, start walking the Stoic path. These 12 lessons are not just words. They are a call to action, a blueprint for living a life of virtue, purpose, and inner peace. Embrace the Stoic principles. Let's build a life of purpose together.